Andrea Berta was cooking this summer. Premier League winners and losers as Arsenal new boys lead the way while late window arrivals Nick Woltmade and Alejandro Garnacho enjoy contrasting debut. That first international break of the season always comes at just the wrong time. With teams starting to get into the groove as they switch from preseason to competitive action, and with the final new signings of the summer arriving on deadline day, that Premier League fans had to wait 2 weeks to see their teams in action was almost a travesty. Fortunately, that wait is now over. This was not a blockbuster return to action for England's top flight, with just 19 goals scored across the 10 matches as 8 teams managed to keep clean sheets, but there was still plenty for supporters to get their teeth into as the 2025-26 campaign continues to take shape. Whether it was the one-sided Manchester derby, Liverpool showing that they didn't trade away their ability to score late goals when they signed Alexander Isak, or both Arsenal and Tottenham bouncing back after defeats with impressive 3-goal wins, there was a lot going on, even if goals weren't flowing. But who came away from this weekend with the biggest smile on their face? And who was left ruining their performance? Goal breaks down the biggest winners and losers from matchday 4. Thomas Tuchel at Man City? England boss visits Pep Guardiola training session. Winner, Andrea Berta. Given the way Liverpool splashed the cash over the summer, it went a little under the radar just how much Arsenal forked out in Andrea Berta's first window as sporting director. Only 5 European clubs have ever spent more than the Gunners' £255 million, $345.7 million, outlay in a single summer, with 8 new faces now available to Mikel Arteta as he looks to end his 5-year trophy drought. And while Arsenal returned to action against Nottingham Forest on Saturday, still licking their wounds from their defeat at Anfield before the international break, Saturday's 3-0 win at the Emirates Stadium was a perfect illustration of the quality and depth Berta has added to Arteta's squad. All 3 goals were scored by summer signings, 2 for Martin Zubimendi and 1 for Victor Gyökeres, while Eberechi marked his full debut with a fine assist. Christian Mosquera also stepped into William Saliba's shoes at the heart of defense and looked like he'd been doing it all his life, but the best performer on the day was Noni Madueke, who ran Forest ragged down the right-hand side with an electric showing. Last season, the thought of Arsenal running out comfortable winners despite Saliba, Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice all being out of the lineup while Martin Odegaard was forced off with a first-half injury would have been almost unthinkable. However, the money spent by the Gunners and the quality added by Berta is already paying dividends. Loser, Milos Kerkez. Ironically, despite Liverpool sitting atop the table with 4 wins out of 4, their own raft of summer signings are Hugo Ekitike's side yet to make that much of an impact on Arne Slot's side. Florian Wirtz has shown glimpses of his brilliance without yet unlocking a Premier League defense, while injury has limited Jeremy Frimpont's impact thus far. Alexander Isak, meanwhile, is still waiting for his debut after being left out of the squad for Sunday's trip to Burnley as he works his way up to match fitness. Perhaps the most concerning performances among Liverpool's new arrivals have, however, come from Milos Kerkez. The former Bournemouth left-back has proven to be rash in some of his displays thus far, and it is clear that opposition managers are targeting the Hungarian, who has replaced Andy Robertson in Slot's first-choice lineup. At Turf Moor, Kerkez wasn't at the races. Burnley posed plenty of threat down their right-hand side during the first half, and Kerkez's frustrations perhaps boiled over when he tried to win a penalty with a blatant dive, only to earn himself a stupid yellow card. He was then a little fortunate to avoid picking up a second booking, and Slot was left with little choice but to replace the fullback after just 37 minutes. With intense games against Atletico Madrid and Everton to come within the next week, Slot may opt to take Kerkez out of the firing line for the time being as he gets used to life on Merseyside. Winner, Nick Woltmade. Though Isak was nowhere to be seen follow.